You're welcome. Governor Sim Fubara, in a statewide broadcast from Port Harcourt this morning, directed the heads of administration in the 23 local government areas of Rivers State to take over from the elected council chairman whose 3-year tenure elapsed yesterday, Monday. A directive the governor says is in tandem with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended. Now, despite the governor's directive, Owelu Hunda, former chairman of Port Harcourt City local government area, otherwise known as FALGA, reportedly attempted to make his way to the council secretariat on Monday, but was chased away by youth. Also, we hear Samuel Wanosike, who will be joining us later on the program tonight. He's the former chairman of Ikore local government area, or chairman, depending on which side of this divide you stand. He made it to his council secretariat with his supporters, and in an interview accused the chief of staff to the governor of Rivers State, Edison Ehe, of allegedly invading local government secretariats one by one in the state with armed men. He also called on the President Bola Tinubu to intervene in the matter. As you can see on your screen, protesters besieged other local government council premises in the state, including the Port Harcourt City local government area, including the Port Harcourt City local council secretariat, the Kana local government secretariat, and others. Well, in April, the Rivers State House of Assembly, led by Martin Zamehule, passed the local government amendment bill into law, despite Governor Fubara's refusal to sign his signature in assent to that bill. The amendment empowers the lawmakers to extend the tenure of elected chairpersons of local government areas and councillors by 6 months, where it is considered impracticable to hold elections before the expiration of their 3-year term in office. Also, if you remember, a court subsequently nullified that amendment to local government law. That judgment was appealed, and the Court of Appeal is expected to deliver a ruling on June 20. Now, the local government chairman still is saying that they will resist attempts by Governor Fubara to install caretaker chairpersons in the 23 local government areas of Rivers State. Now, exclusive, reliable information available to News Central Television. We can exclusively report that sources tell us that the governor will soon swear in caretaker local government chairman any moment from tomorrow. We'll keep eyes on that. Joining us on this interesting conversation, we have Wari Senebo Joe Johnson. He is the Commissioner for Information and Communications in Rivers State. Later on, we'll be joined by one of the local government chairmen, should I say embattled local government chairman, Engineer Samuel Wanosike. Also, we're joined by youth leader, Lebosi Amabana, who you saw standing in front of the local government gate, the council or secretariat gate there in Kana local government area. He's the President General of Ogoni Youth Federation in Rivers State. Lebosi, good to have you on the program tonight.
Thank you very much.
Lebosi, I don't remember ever seeing you in a cap other than the usual Rivers State bowler hat. Is that a red beret? And is there a reason why you're wearing a red beret?
Yes, there's a reason. That's the red beret. It signals the fact that we are battle ready. Battle, not the sort of battle that will injure ourselves, but we are battle ready to reclaim our territory democratically in a very peaceful manner, as it were.
All right. Tell us about your activities today. I saw you in that clip, and I hope that we can roll the tape so that we can. What were you saying in that clip? I saw you in front of the gate of Kana local government area, along with some youth. What was going on there?
Thank you very much. I am from Kana local government area. But before I tell you what was going on there, I want to correct an impression. Please do not address Mr. Wanosike Samuel as local government chairman, please, because I'm a very good friend. I don't want you to fall foul of the law. He's outgone. You can call it immediate past chairman and all of those synonyms, but he's not the local government chairman. And that is exactly why we were in Kana today. I mobilized Kana youth in their thousands to implement the directive of the governor of Rivers State. The governor of Rivers State, at his broadcast this morning, had, asked the head of local government to take over the affairs of the council However, in defiance to that, the local government, outgone local government chairmen, were still in the council secretariat. Chairman was there telling the world that he is doing sanitation, that is having a 1-week sanitation in a council. I don't know on what footing he was standing, and threatening the head of local government not to come close to the council secretariat. And so, as young people that have decided to take their destinies into their hands, we decided to peacefully go there and ask questions as to why that was going on. And immediately we arrived. The chairman was jumping through the fence as if anybody was chasing him. Nobody chased him. We only wanted to go and ask him why he is, being so desperate and undemocratic. We wanted to ask him why he wants to cause crisis in our local government. But he took to his heels, and we wish him well. But it is unfortunate because these guys were just opportunists picked by the former governor to head local government. It doesn't mean that they're better than any other young people that are from Kana or from any part of the state. And that is what repeated itself in almost all the 23 local governments, where young people came out in their numbers to reclaim their local government. This also tells you and goes to show that the governor of Rivers State is fully on ground. And I can tell you the entire Rivers State is fully simplified. We are with the governor.
All right, Bossy, when you say the young people of Rivers State went to reclaim their local government areas, what do you mean? Because there are processes for things to be done. These are elected local government chairmen. The secretariats are government property. So when you say reclaim, how do you mean? Was it to arrest the local government chairman? Was it to chase him away, or what?
Well, we went there to tell him to let him understand that what he was doing was illegal. But fortunately, he couldn't wait for us to pass the message to him. Remember, we are all from that local government, and we are stakeholders of that local government. And if things are going wrong, you don't expect us to sit down and fold our arms and allow anybody turn the River State into a banana republic. That is exactly what we went to do. But they are all on the run. But these were people threatening that, oh, heaven will fall. Their tenure ended yesterday by the certificate of returns issued to them by RISIEC. So what were they doing in council today? What were they doing if not for the purposes of inciting crisis in the states, as directed by their paymaster? And we all know this shenanigans that is going on. And so we went there to let them know that the power resides in the people. You need to see the mammoth crowd that came out across the state today. The entire River State is fully charged, and we are ready to peacefully take our destinies into our hands. And that is exactly what we are doing, Kofi.
All right, I see some youth on motorcycles of following you. Yeah, to the Kana. Is this inside the Kana local government secretariat premises? It seems to be so. Are you not concerned, apart from Kana, which other local government areas did youth take over, apart from Kana?
The youth has taken over 22 out of the 23 local government areas.
Except
because
which one?
The other two, that is Bonny and Andoni, and Opobo Nkoro. Those other two local government chairmen did their handover. They obeyed the instruction of the governor. They didn't resist the directive of the governor. And so there was no need of youth going to ask them why they did not obey the law. But these other ones that were nonchalant in obeying it, that were telling lies that their tenure has been extended, were the ones that the youth went to ask why. Why are they trying to take laws into their hands? And thank God some of us came out to do that. Because if we had allowed those that are not well informed to do that, maybe there could have been some sort of anarchy. But we went there very peacefully. A stone was not thrown today at Kana. Neither was a stone thrown at Obiakpo, Eleme, and so on and so forth. So we are determined. We are very, very determined to see how we can bring about sanity to the politics of Rivers State. Because enough of these lies floating on the pages of newspaper and on the television screen. God, they will tell you that the governor of Rivers State is not on ground. A governor that is a youth, it was we, the youth, that elected the governor because he's one of us. He is the first young governor that we've had since the democratic dispensation. So what, we don't have any choice than to support him. And the reason why that of Kana was even more massive is because Kana is the headquarters of Rivers South Senatorial District. That is the senatorial district of the governor.
All right. Let me ask you, are you not concerned that this, action of yourself and some protesting youth in some areas, I saw women, I think it was either in Akokotoro or Saitoro, I saw Boma Goodhead as well, with our good friend Opunabo and Kotaria, waving the flag with Olora Sama Makri. But let's leave that for another day. Are you not concerned that this will lead to a breakdown of law and order? This action by the likes of yourself and other youth?
I've told you that the stone was not thrown. As I'm speaking to you,
We heard gunshots were fired. In fact, someone wanted to see here in a video, I don't know if we can play that, an interview, he said that a police officer was shot at.
There is nothing like that. Someone wants to say is not the police PPRO. The police officers were shot at. The police will speak to its public relations officer. You see, these are the lies that they brandish here and there. Nobody was shot at. As a matter of fact, I am speaking from Kana Local Government Council, and this is the place that the chairman, has sway and say nobody can enter. We are here. But the only thing that happened that I can tell you is that immediately the announcement of the governor came this morning that the head of local government should take over. They went on a looting spree. The whole council properties were looted, including the dish of this satellite dish of this multi-choice.
All right.
And that's how low they went. This shows people that are not patriotic. And these properties that they looted were bought by taxpayers' funds. So we
don't have any evidence. That it's your word against theirs. We don't have any evidence. Like that, the likes of
I have evidence. I have videos. I'll forward them to you.
Well, maybe it happened in Kana. I don't know. I hear that even in Port Harcourt local government area in Faga, Oweli Hunda also was chased away. I don't know if he was able to take away any satellite dish. So let's not generalize here. But I listened to Samuel Wanusike speak, and he is to join us later on the program, maybe at 7:30. Now, he said that Governor Fubara is sponsoring armed militants who are being led by Edison Ehe, going local government by local government, to use his words, and firing shots and shooting and attacking and invading these local government areas. What's your response to that?
That's not correct. That's a pathological lie. How can you call the chief of staff to the governor armed militants? Chief of staff is a revered doctor, a PhD holder. Or you call myself a militant. I'm a doctor, I'm an engineer, a registered engineer. As a matter of fact, I'm an eminent ambassador of the United Nations, ambassador of peace. And so nobody can say that. You see, when people don't have any excuse to give again, they resort to blackmail and cheap lies. That's what my friend Samuel Wanusike is doing. Remember, this is the same Samuel Wanusike that was on national television abusing the governor. This is the same Samuel Wanusike that says that we will not leave office, that if his tenure ends, whoever is a man should dare and come to the very local government council. But today, the place has been taken over by the original owners, which is the people. The people is the owners of this thing. Because we are in democracy, we are not in military junta. That people will just sit
all right, but are you aware that there's a video in circulation of someone who seems to be a militant leader, moving around with his armed men, and saying that he's back, to take action regarding this local government matter? Okay, hold the thought. Lebosi, hold the thought. I'll come to you. Let's pay our bills, and please stay with us. We'll be right back with more on Politics HQ. Welcome back. We still have with us Lebosi Yamabana. He is the leader, or should I say the president general, of the Ogoni Youth Federation in River State. And of course, we hope to be joined soon by the commissioner, the Honorable Commissioner for Information and Communications in River State, Wari Senebo Joe Johnson. Along the line also, one of the chairmen whose tenure has expired, Honorable Samuel Wanusike, chairman of the Korea local government area, should I say, as Lebosi has warned me, asked me to say, former chairman Though they say the tenure is yet to expire because there is a law in place, already. Like Bossy, I want you to respond to the allegation, the video circulating on social media that a particular militant leader with his armed men, he was shown moving through the waters, and then he was on land, and he said he's arrived. That he's being used, one of those being used by Governor Fubara to chase local government chairmen away.
Well, Kofi, this is laughable. You're not a politician. Even though I could have told you one parable.
No, go on. Every human being is a political animal. That's what they say.
Yeah. What people do in politics, like I said, they just concoct things, and somebody could just frame up that in order to see how to paint Governor Fubara as someone that is not peaceful. But Kofi, you and I know that Governor Fubara is the most peaceful governor this country has ever had. This is a governor that, like I said, has been abused publicly, has been called names, has been called a fool. He didn't even give them the recognition of even a response. He kept quiet because he believes he's a leader and people can criticize him. Is that a governor that will go and hire arms? This is a spontaneous, organic revolution from the people of Rivers State. Let me tell you, it was not even Governor Fubara that asked us to go and occupy the local government council. It wasn't. It was a decision we took. Remember, Kofi, that I am also the chairman of Rivers State Ethnic Youth Leaders Coalition. And I'm in touch with all the youth leaders in the states. And we agreed, to, like I said, to take our destinies, by our hands. We don't want to wait even for Governor Fubara to, ask us to do anything. Because we believe, like I said, that this state belongs to all of us. We are all stakeholders. And if we don't protect the state, nobody will. So that thing that you just said does not exist. It's not here nor there. Because the governor did not send anybody, and that is an orchestration and the handiwork of those on the other side trying to paint this government black.
All right, we hear that armed groups, are threatening to force out, had threatened yesterday to force out, and you are saying you're not aware of any such move by any armed group, though, and you said it's a politics, what someone is saying, but there are reports that armed groups, and I'm actually looking at one of them here, that armed groups are threatening to chase his, local government chairman out. In fact, yesterday, the likes of Alhaji Mujahid Asaido Kubo, I'm not saying he's armed, but I mean, you guys, you know what to make of that. He's the leader of the Niger Delta People's Volunteer Force. And some other groups, they also made threats, to the local government chairman, which Mr. Olatunji Disu, the Rivers State Commissioner of Police, had to address. So I want you to convince us that there were no armed men with you and others who went to the secretariat today.
Let me start by commending Mr. Disu, the CP of Rivers State, for high level of professionalism. The police were also all over the council, and they are supposed to protect properties and to keep law. And like I told you, if there were arms group, why did you not have casualties? This thing was, look at, these are natural people, these are Okada riders, youth of Ghana. And it was like that in all over the place. And this goes to show that this outgone chairmen were not even on ground up in issue. I think they were just deceiving their paymasters. These are youth from the place, coming out in their numbers. So say we are tired of these dark days. Because this local government chairman, there is no impact on the ground. And people are tired, we are tired of them. So it was a natural thing that happened. What Governor Fubara enjoys is organic support. He's not someone that goes about begging for people to support him. All these people you see here came out on their own spontaneously. You can see the jubilation. Even a dime I didn't give them. All we could do was to buy water and we drank, and we have some goat that we killed that we are going to eat this night, and people are playing music and they're happy. I wish I can take this camera outside and you see people, women and men alike, and youths.
Is this not? But this, it could be argued, like Bossy, this is amounting to self-help. Self-help. No. When there are legal means of going about these things, it could be argued that you are in a government facility. In a government facility, you've taken over a government facility. You've chased it away.
Let me tell you what the council
Let me tell you what like Bossy, it could be argued, like Bossy, hold on, that it's a government facility. You've taken it over. You are playing music and drums and dancing and drinking and eating, and anyone who wants to go use the place legally could be afraid. So that's probably an illegal action, trespassing on government facility.
Well, the youths of Kana, what we are doing there is very simple. Remember, today is public holiday, and that we are there till tomorrow. And when we get to tomorrow, when work resume, the normal work will start, and we shall conduct the head of Kana local government around the council.
But it could be argued illegally. You don't have the power to do that. That is amounting to self-help. I want to ask you, Bossy, what is the difference between what you're doing and what those supporters of Donald Trump did on the Capitol, the U.S. Congress?
We are not in America here.
What's the difference? Yes.
Our politics here is peculiar. And you see, we are returning back to the days where power resides in the people. And what we have just done now is a very clear indication that the people can decide and it will come to pass. And you remember an adage that says the voice of the people is the voice of God. And we are not anti-government.
It could be argued we are a democracy. If the voice of the people is the voice of God, the voice of the people will be passed through the ballot box or through reporting to the police or any constitutionally empowered security agency or through the courts, not by themselves. So, for instance, if I'm not happy with the National Assembly, I'll carry my supporters and we go to the National Assembly and chase them away and we'll start cooking there, eating there, drinking there, and dancing there. Then it's a recipe for anarchy.
If the National Assembly is still in session, if the senator's tenure is still counting, nobody can do it. But in the event that the senator's tenure expires tomorrow, and they come back and say, no, they will not go and start arming people to unleash mayhem on Nigerians, then Nigerians have the right to occupy the National Assembly and say, no, this is our place. That place was built by taxpayers' money. And who are the taxpayers? It is you and me. So we have the rights to question government. But in this case, those people we are questioning are not even, they don't have any legitimacy of governance anymore. Their tenure constitutionally has expired. And they were in the government properties, arming people. Like, for instance, in Kana, the outgone chairman that ran away today, even upon citing peaceful youth, was arming his political appointees with cutlass and all sort of dangerous weapons.
But you heard it was environmental sanitation to win. In fact, even in Emoha local government area, Honorable Chidi Lloyd announced via press statement that he will begin sharing or distribution of cutlasses and hoes to farmers today. So if you went there, probably that was part of what was going on, sharing the cutlasses to people so they can go do farming.
That's exactly what our own outgone chairman also made mention of. And all of that was just a gimmick to arm youths so that whoever comes, they can unleash terror. But what happened is that with the kind of the numerical number of the youth that came with us today, they had no choice than to excuse themselves because we came without carrying a stone. You see, so that is the thing. And if they want to empower youth, if they want to do a sanitation, environmental sanitation, what stops them for the past 3 years? Why didn't they do it? They could have done it. It's not when their tenure has expired. Nobody asked them to do community service there. If they wanted to do community service, they could have as well told us, not on the footing of executive chairman of council, because there's nothing more illegal than that for anybody to do. And I pity for them because Rivers people has today rejected them and their paymaster with the tsunami going on in the states. Okay. And Kofi, you can attest to that fact.
Well, I'm here in Lagos, like Bossy. But what are your thoughts on the local government law, the amendment to local government law, which was enacted by the Rivers State House of Assembly? That law is clear that if no election is conducted on the expiration of the term of the local government chairman, that the House of Assembly will proceed to extend their tenure by 6 months. That they can be extended. So, I mean, that law, has it been vacated in your opinion?
Of course, that law has been vacated by Justice Q of the Rivers State High Court. The law says that that insertion was illegal because it runs contrary to the Nigerian Constitution, which is the grand law. And that has not been returned or staged by any higher courts. So there is no such law in existence in Rivers State as at today. You know, the governor is walking through the books. He's working with the books. He's a very democratic person.
But boss, I know, I'm sure, I'd like to believe that you're aware. Like boss, I'd like to believe you're aware that judgment was appealed, and the status quo ante is meant to be observed until that appeal is held and there's a ruling, and it's meant to be heard on June 20. It's a matter of 2 days from now.
Of course, they went to the appeal courts, and there were prayers before the court. And the court said the prayer to vacate the law was not going to be granted until the 20th June. The court says that very clearly. The prayer to stay, they call it stay of execution, was not granted. And so the law is still subsisting. It has not been vacated. So why don't they wait for the learned justices of the appeal court to do justice to that before they will start arming people, if at all they have any right to arm? So that is what has happened. And remember, this same assembly that was used to pass that purported law, we are the same assembly that was the same, a lot of them, about 80% of the members, including the former speaker, which is Right Amewule, he was a leader in 2018 when the Rivers State local government law was passed. And in that law, it's very explicit because, yes, the appointment of local government committee is an aberration in the Constitution. But there's an exception that the Assembly can make laws for the administration of local governments. And this Assembly passed law and said that the governor has the right to appoint caretaker committee immediately after the tenure expiration of any local government chairman. This same Assembly. So what has changed? And the former governor, Chief Barrister Yesomike, judiciously used that law. He appointed caretaker for 9 months and so on and so forth. And nobody challenged him. As of today in this country, about 19 states out of the 36, what we have is caretaker leadership.
All right.
It's administration of local government.
We'll come to the local government issue, like Bossy, in the next segment. Of course, we hope to be joined by the Commissioner for Information very shortly. So please stay with us. We'll be right back with more conversations right here on Politics HQ. Welcome back. I'm told we're joined by the Honorable Commissioner for Information and Communication in Rivers State, Mr. Joe Johnson. Mr. Johnson, are you there, please? Good evening to you. All right. We'll check on Mr. Joe Johnson later. Legbosi Amabana, back to you. I want to get back to this video of a group of armed men, yesterday, and I know you've seen it, who were seen crossing a river or a creek, and they said that they were going to enforce sanity to the local government councils. They went black, and of course, the gentleman who was leading the group was wearing a T-shirt. They wrote on that T-shirt, G. Asabuja, and he said that I'm back from the river, the creek, preparing about to take over local government areas on Wednesday because Monday and Tuesday are public holidays. So what are your thoughts on this? I know you've seen that video, Leposi.
I've told you, Kofi, that that's the handiwork of those that want to distract the peace of Rivers State. That's not any way coming from the Rivers State government or from any community in the state. As the chairman of Rivers State Ethnic Youth Leaders, when I saw that concocted video, I immediately reached out to all my youth leaders. And I can tell you for free, there is nothing like that going on in Rivers State. I'm not even sure that where that video was captured is even anywhere close to Rivers State. And like I told you, today what happened was randomly very peaceful. Because even in the face of provocation, we advise our youth to stay calm before the truth is done. The pockets of harassment that people wanted to get some security agent personnel to do to the youth. Thank God for the intervention of the Commissioner of Police, and all of that was sorted out. And so the state is very peaceful. As of today, Rivers State is one of the most peaceful states, and it is a known fact. So that is what I can say. That video, please, Kofi, ignore it completely. It is not the handiwork of anybody from Rivers State.
Well, that's what you've said, but someone is insisting, and the video was clear. The guy said that they are back. But anyway, we were joined by the Honorable Commissioner for Information and Communication in Rivers State, Wire Senator Joe Johnson. Mr. Johnson, can you hear us, please? Good evening.
Clearly. Good evening, Kofi, and good evening to Nigerians.
Thank you very much. It's been a pretty busy day for you. I'm sure you've had to grant a lot of interviews and you've had a lot of questions to answer as far as this situation is concerned. Thank you for your time. I want you to tell us, Mr. Johnson, is the governor's action legal, bearing in mind that there is an ongoing litigation regarding the Rivers State Local Government Law Amendment Bill, which was enacted by the State House of Assembly?
Which action are you talking about?
The directive to the heads of administration in the various local government areas to take over the running of the local government areas.
Well, there's no problem with it. The Rivers State governor who made the broadcast this morning, in his wisdom, of course, will not allow vacuum to exist. If there's no local government chairman, by virtue of the expiration of a regime that ended yesterday, what would you expect? There are ministries and agencies where you do not have political leadership, and of course there are functionaries of government who will ordinarily take over. So I do not see anything wrong with it. Nothing.
Okay.
In any form.
All right. Mr. Commissioner, credible sources tell us that caretaker chairman will be sworn in tomorrow. Is that the case? What is the plan going forward?
Apart from it, how would you swear in a caretaker that will not pass through an assembly? I would have expected to hear that screenings would have been done, and then if they will be sworn in tomorrow, then it would have meant that people would have been screened today. So where does that leave us?
Okay.
How credible with that credible story that is telling you that?
Okay, so are you saying that it is possible that the Rivers State House of Assembly, led by Right Honorable Victor Kojumbo, will screen certain individuals who will be recommended as caretaker chairman tomorrow?
No, I would said that the governor had a statewide broadcast today, and he has asked heads of local government administrations to take over the LGAs. That's where we are now. And if you talk about status quo, which is the new normal in Rivers State now, the status quo is heads of local government administrations take over, and that's where we are.
Okay. Interesting. Is there any legal backing to this directive by the governor to heads of local government administrations to take over, bearing in mind that the local governments are independent? There's a doctrine, following the doctrine of separation of powers, being the third tier of government.
But you know that that's what they call doctrine of necessity. If there are no laws existing, there could be doctrine of necessity. And we have had it in the days of the late President Yaradua, when they had to invoke it. So I don't know what law you're talking about, but the local government is an entity, just like any other state, deputy or chief judge, and then in that order. So nature abhors vacuum, and I'm sure that when the governor decided that in order not to allow anarchy, heads of local governments should take over, I think it's the best that could have happened to any regime.
Okay, sir. Why haven't local government elections been conducted by RISIEC? Knowing, or we all knew that the tenure of these local government chairmen was going to expire on Monday, being the 17th of June. So why didn't the governor or RISEC, begin the process of conducting elections for new local government chairmen to be elected?
Did I hear you say the governor? The governor cannot conduct an election now.
No, I said RISEC.
No, I would have expected you to take this question to the chairman of RISEC. There is a chairman of RISEC. RISEC is well constituted. I would have expected us to ask the chairman of RISEC, why didn't you put the processes on? So that at this point he will be saying, oh, I put the processes on, I got stunted, there were things that dwarfed me. These were the reasons why we couldn't get to where we should have been. So I feel that the question is misplaced. It's not the governor. No governor can conduct an election.
Okay, but who appoints the RISEC chairman?
There is a RISEC chairman. Assembly declares the appointees for that commission, and we have a chairman and serving commissioners on that board, in that commission rather. Sorry.
Okay, but the governor appoints the chairman or nominates the chairman of the River State Independent Electoral Commission, and when he's cleared by the House of Assembly, he appoints him.
The nominations will go to the Assembly, who will eventually clear, and the governor will inaugurate them. There is a body well constituted by the laws of the land, and there is a chairman, and is headed by a justice of law.
Okay, is there any date that you're aware of when the River State local government elections will be conducted?
No, we've just announced the heads of local government should take over. I'm sure that the governor has some very wonderful plans, so that if we wait a little, let's not be in a hurry, so that we don't hurry into orgasm. We will get to know what the next plans are, but be rest assured that we're running a democracy that everybody will be happy, everybody will be on a good standing, nobody will be left out. It will be a keenly contested process where we'll have those who will fill the vacancies of those who left yesterday by dint of the law. Recall that those who are grandstanding to say, oh, they have tenure extension, Justice Q had already ruled on the 22nd of May that the law that repealed law number 2 of law number 5 of 2018 can no longer stand. That law is subsisting. Those who are saying, oh, we should have waited, there should have been a pronouncement from Court of Appeal. The matter on appeal is nothing to do with the matter talking about elongation of local governments.
Okay.
Elongation of local government tenure has nothing to do with the matter before the Court of Appeal. The Court of Appeal matter is a matter brought before them, which they took to court, and Court of Appeal is looking at it. This local government matter is the one presided over by another judge, and that judge is Justice Q, D-I-Q, PhD. A justice who made that decision has that matter on appeal now by the chairman of councils, rather than link themselves to pretend that is on appeal, and their matter will be coming up soon. Too far from it. Okay,
Honourable Commissioner, please, we need you to probably sit up and hold your device straight so that we can see you. We'll go for a quick break, and when we come back, we'll continue with our conversation. Please stay with us. All right, we still have with us Legbosi Amabana, leader of the River State Ethnic Youth Leaders Forum, and of course, we have with us Senator Joe Johnson, the Honorable Commissioner for Information and Communication, River State. Mr. Joe Johnson, what are your thoughts on the action by some supporters of Governor Fubara today who invaded local government secretariats and chased away some chairmen? We're seen jumping through the fences and jumping over fences and all that and running away. Sir?
My thoughts?
Yes, yes. And please try and be steady.
I do not seem to get it clear. What did you say?
Your thoughts on the action of some supporters of Governor Fubara who invaded local government council secretariats today and chased away some local government chairmen? Mr. Joe Johnson, can you hear me, please? Okay, we'll come back to our guest. Like Bossy, going forward.
I do not have such reports.
Okay, Warrison, can you hear me?
I said I do not. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Fubara supporters chasing who? Today is a public holiday, and I do not expect to see anybody in any council or any government office. So I don't even know which one is Governor Fubara chasing where? Council officials where?
Well, the likes of Bossy Yamabada, who is with us on this program, say they went to take over the people's property at the Kana local government area. I mean, there are banners of them, raising banners, writing that they are simplified, simplified movement and all this. And he said that the Kana local government chairman, on citing himself and the youth who were following him, took to his heels. Mr. Joe Johnson, are you there? Sir? All right. Like Bossy, what will happen? Are you going to spend the night you've heard from the commissioner who said today is a public holiday and no one is expected to be at the council premises or secretariat. And he says he's not aware that supporters of the governor went to... do you think he's probably denying you guys or what?
I told you earlier, Mr. Kofi, that the governor did not send us to take the action we are taking. It's not the governor's directive. The governor only directed that local government, a head of local government, should take over the administration of local government councils in River State. However, we had to show moto on our own as stakeholders of councils in this state. When we went to the council to protect the properties of the council. Like I told you, the Eastwide local government chairmen and their appointees alike, we are looting council properties.
Well, Bossy, I told you that is an unsubstantiated allegation, so we cannot substantiate that here. Yeah, we can't substantiate that. That's a grave allegation,
No, I have proof. I said they even looted even up to DSTV dish. It's as bad as that. So what if we allow them and say, oh, today is holiday, so because of that, we will just allow them to be looting properties purchased by taxpayers, purchased by kind of people's money.
Did you see the chairman himself looting it? Because you said you saw him running away, jumping the fence. So did you see how was he holding the dish?
The chairman, as at when we arrived, was not holding any dish. But I'm telling you that we went in there because before now, we were inundated with intelligence of this looting. So we had to go there to see things for ourselves. You can see the ones that even the ones security agencies recovered from them. That's some of them. That this one was recovered by security agencies. So when we went in there, we saw that these properties were being carted away. Television, fridges, air condition, and so on and so forth. That is what we went there to protect. That is what we went there to protect. Because if we don't do that, whoever becomes chairman of council again, or even the head of local government, may dish out into kind of people's money to replace these properties.
What will happen? What would you say? Because the governor has said that some of his people, I saw in a video today, they may be arrested. He said that they are moved to arrest them. I hope you won't complain when you're arrested for trespassing or for invading government property, breaking an entry, forceful breaking an entry, or forceful entry. Sorry.
Yeah. We didn't break anywhere to enter anywhere. There was no burglary. There was no trespass.
What about forceful entry? What about forceful entry?
We didn't forcibly enter anywhere. The council gate is open. It belongs to Kana people. It belongs to all Rivers people. And so if some of us that are advocates for peace and sanity in the society, we see someone stealing people's property, we shouldn't stop them. It's not the police. Police cannot do everything. So we should be thanked. We should be appreciated by the Nigerian police force and by Rivers people and Nigerians alike.
All right. Okay, thank you.
Protecting government properties.
All right.
Because if you don't do that, they'll vandalize the whole place.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Honourable Commissioner, what's the position of the River State government regarding the litigation on local government autonomy? Sir. What is about Joe Johnson? Yes.
That's a matter between the federal government and the 36 states of the federation. That's not any matter to bother with. I'm bothered with what is happening locally here. I'm trying to say that our people do not seem to understand that the matter before Court of Appeal has nothing to do with tenure elongation. The tenure elongation matter or court case that went to Justice Q had been rested. And whatever we can do is something that we need to do when they who have gone on appeal will come up with their appeal and then we'll take it from there.
All right.
For now, the matter is before the Court of Appeal. That is to say that the Charles Wallis case, which had put them perpetually until the 1st of July, awaits that judgment.
All right, Honourable Commissioner, thank you very much for your time. Though I was talking about the one before the Supreme Court, maybe on another day we will talk about the position of the River State government. Are they against it? Are they contesting it, or what? But sir, we want to thank you for your time tonight, and we'll see how things plan out. I want to thank the Honourable Commissioner for Information and River State, Wari Joe Johnson. Also thank Lake Bossy Amabana. We were to have Samuel Wanosike, one of the 23 or 24 local government chairmen in River State, and unfortunately he couldn't join us. Maybe some other time we'll have him on the program. My name is Kofi Bartels. Thank you for your company tonight. We'll return tomorrow with more on Politics HQ. Good night.